For our next problem, we'll graph an equation on the rectangular coordinate system, and then we'll state its domain and its range. We have this equation, and first off, we want to identify that it's a circle. I can identify that it's a circle even though it's in general form and not in standard form yet because of the x squared and the y squared. They're on the same side of the equation, and they both have the same positive coefficient, +1. So we know that it's a circle. But before we graph it, we really want to put it in standard form so we can pick out the center and also the radius. So in order to do that, what I want to do first of all is group the x terms together, and I'll have x squared plus 4x, and I'm going to leave some space because I'm going to complete the square on x. Plus, I'll also group the y terms together, and I'll have y squared minus 6y, and I'll leave some space there as well. And on the right-hand side, I have that equal to a +3 just by moving the 3 over. So let's complete the square. Remember, in order to complete the square, we look at the linear coefficient. Here, the coefficient of x is 4. I take half of that, which is 2, and I square 2, which gives me 4. Since I added 4 to the left-hand side, I need to do the same thing to the right. Let's complete the square on y. The linear coefficient on y is -6. Half of -6 is -3. When I square -3, I get 9. Since I added 9 to the left, I'll also do the same thing to the right. Now we're ready to write this so that it's in standard form. If I look at x squared plus 4x plus 4, that's a perfect square trinomial, and I can write it as x plus 2 quantity squared. As far as the y goes, y squared minus 6y plus 9, again is a perfect square trinomial. I can write that as y minus 3 quantity squared. And on the right-hand side, I have a total of 16. Now it's in the standard form of a circle, and I can pick out my center. My center is going to be -2, +3. And my radius is going to be the square root of 16, which is 4. So on my graph, first, I'll find the center, -2 to the left, up 3, and then I simply go up 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That gives me the point -2, 7, and I'm going to go from the center, I'm also going to go down 4. That leaves me at the point -2, -1. From this center, I'm also going to go to the right 4. So -2, 3. When I move 4 to the right, I'll be at +2, 3. And when I move 4 to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll be at, it looks like -6, 3. Let me go ahead and graph that circle. And the last thing we want to answer is, what is the domain and the range of this graph? Well, the domain is any value that I can allow x to be. By my picture on the graph, I can see that the x values go as far to the left as -6 and as far to the right as +2. So the domain is from -6 to 2 on that closed interval. The range are any values that I can let y equal. And looking at my graph, I see the y values can go as low as -1 right here, all the way up to +7 on that closed interval. So here's the graph of my circle.